So we may within this petition. Sorry, sorry. I believe I'm audible now, Mr. Tony. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. You are. Please go ahead.
Okay. So within this time, the petitioners, that is in PDP's case, Atiku and the PDP and Peter Obi and the Labour Party would also have the same 7 days to file their response to the documents filed by the respondents. Then thereafter, would also now have a 5 days period for the reply. That is the reply from the respondents again. Now, it is also important to note that by the grace of God, if we get a hold of, when we get a hold of these documents, we'll look at the merits and all, and, we'll see how we can also expound them better on these our forums. So that's what it is. So within this time, and, when you look at it cumulative, this is 21 days from Wednesday of last week. So we are talking about a total of what do you call it, of 3 weeks for this whole final written address thing. So after they adopt their final written, that's the next time that will be in court. The date is not yet known. They will go to court and adopt their final written addresses. After these addresses are adopted, then the court will now tell us when they will give us judgment on the case. So from these 3 weeks, 1 week, about a week is already spent. We are waiting for 2 weeks. Then from that time, I think it shouldn't be more than 4 weeks, a month. We should be able to get the judgment of the court of appeal. So that's what it is for now on ground until there's any other new development going forward.
All right. Thank you so very much for that. Rigosaki, I hope you see Maxwell has been able to answer your question. So your question again, I thought you had a follow-up. That's why I brought you up real quick in case you want to compliment what he said or your question. Or you have a different reason for coming up again.
Mr. Tony, before Arigosaki goes, quick one. Someone came, I think the third person that spoke after I did, a Yoruba guy, MKZ. I actually listened to his submission, and it was beautiful. It was just commending my uprightness and my stance, and everything the guy said is actually true, because people don't understand what it is as a Yoruba person to stand against your parents. And he mentioned something that actually reminded me of while growing up. There's a particular song, I grew up with, and it was a song that portray what we have as Yoruba people and hardworking Omoluabi people, from Southwest. A lot of people would probably remember the song. It goes this way. Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ.
Àti àdá kò ì pé o.
Kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa. Ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ àti àdá kò ì pé o. Kò ì pé o. These are some of the songs we grew up with, songs that showed us the path of righteousness, being a good person, being a straightforward person within the society. This particular song is saying, no matter how educated you are, if you don't know the works of your forefathers, which is agriculture, which is farming, it is not complete. Nigeria was living off agriculture at a point in time before petroleum came in. It's a different topic on its own. But it is sad now that what we've been taught back then by our parents, our community leaders, people we look up to, We are the ones now reminding them of those things right now. We are the ones now referring them to those points they give us to be a well-meaning citizen of that country. I've spoke about Omoluabi a couple of times, and I will keep speaking about it. It has 6 different qualities. The first one is Laakai, which is the gift of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. In Yoruba, it is the combination of Ogbon, Imo, and Oye. That is understanding. As an Omoluabi, you should be able to receive information, you should be able to compare information, you should be able to make decision on the information you've gotten so far. And your decision making skills will now let people know the kind of person you are. The number 2 is Iwa. You can liken that to character or integrity. You can have all the money in the world, but if you lack the integrity, you are useless as an Omoluabi. And the guy spoke of uh uh money and Olukorere. Yeah, that's it. Good names. Good name is better than silver or gold. Olukorere Odara Juwura ati Fadaka lo. When you portray yourself as a child of your father, you stand on that name, you protect that name with everything you have. Nothing is going to stop you from spoiling that name. And this applies to all the judges. You have a name. Whatever name you're bearing right now is going to be used to call your kids when you make the right or the good judgment. You stand on the side of good in this history of this country, people will remember you. Omo Lagbaja lele, Omo Justice Kinikan lele. They were the ones that actually gave Nigeria justice. You will be respected. Your kids will be respected. Your generation will be respected. Henceforth, that is just the difference. Iwa. Third one, real quick. Akinkoju, valor, brave. You need to be a warrior. Not just going to war front and taking out your sword to fight. No, you need to be able to stand. All the Yorubas fighting right now against bad governance, against impunity. You are warriors. You're standing up to speak against this impunity going on right now. You consider yourself a warrior because you know what is right, what is not right. I congratulate all the Yorubas standing on the good side of history. You are warriors. Iwa, Akinkoju, and Ogbon Imoatoye. That's 3. The 4th one is Anishe Lakpa. You have a source and a reliable source of income. And the income you have collaborates with how you live your life. Look at this guy, the one in charge of aviation that brought the fake Nigerian air. What was he doing before he became a minister? Look at the house he's building right now. His job, the salary he makes from that job, couldn't have warranted such building. Anisha Lakpa, you just need to get a proper job, and people know you that you go in the morning 9 to 5, you have a job you go to, and the job you're doing, the money you're making from that job can actually be aligned with your living standard. That's the 4th one. The 5th, honor. Wherever you go, people respect you. People know you stand up for truth. People want to show you love wherever you go. That is exactly what is going on with Peter Obi. Anywhere he enters, he commands respect. People stand up. People run around him. People go around him. They hug him. People want to take pictures with him. Honor. He has it all over him. Beauty, an organic one. Honor. Yoruba call it E. And lastly, wealth. Owo. It's not compulsory, but when you have it, the way you make use of it makes a lot of sense as an Omoluabi. You don't spend your money mannerlessly. You don't spend your money anyhow. You spend it into what is right to get what is right. Peter Obi has money and he's using his money to get justice. He's not going around bribing judges. He'll rather use that money to print as many evidences as possible, to bring in flat screens to the court for people to see, to convince people, to show people that he won that election. And he did. On God, we will claim our mandate back. So it's not just me. It goes to all the Yorubas. The Yorubas standing on this history, on this side of the history. We are a proud Omoluabi. I can stand up tall and say to anybody, any day, anytime. At the end of the day, when we reclaim our mandate, my relationship with my parents will be back. I will let them know this is what I stood for and we conquered. It's not going to stop anything. And me mentioning this to people, I'm not bringing my family matter to social media for anybody to know. I'm saying that to let other people in my position understand that you might be going through something like that. You are not alone. I've been through that and I'm still standing my ground based on that. So it's for me to encourage other people to let them know that you might be blackmailed by your parents. It could be emotionally, mentally, morally. Stand your freaking ground because you're on the right side of history. Do not be rude to them. I keep saying it. Do not be rude to them. Do not abuse them. But let them know you're standing for what is right. You're standing for justice. And you stand your ground. Thank you for listening. Omoluabi, it doesn't have to be Yoruba. A lot of Igbos are Omoluabi. A lot of Hausas are Omoluabi. A lot of Yoruba people, all the tribes are Omoluabi. As long as you carry the quality of the things I just listed now. Peter Obi is an Omoluabi, and that's the reason why I voted for him. Thank you, I yield.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. I was actually waiting for you to round up with that. I took note that I was going to add that in case you forgot to do that. But thank you so much. You rounded it up beautifully. Because Omoluabi is not only related to the Yorubas, it's everywhere all over the world, as long as you live by those qualities and principles that Jimmy just laid out. That was really beautiful. Thank you so much. So, moving forward, I think Odige, you have been here for quite a while. So let's have a new queue, please. Odige, after you,
Yeah.
we will have Emily and Okay New Naira, or New Nigeria. I believe you've been up here before. Please, let's allow those who've not spoken before. Let's give them the chance again, okay? And we'll circle back to you later. Odige, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, my obedient family. Good afternoon, Jimmy. Jimmy, I thank you, Maxwell. Thank you, everybody on the space. I also just say all on the judiciary. But before I say anything concerning that, I want to ask Jimmy a question, and so to just clear my doubts. So, Jimmy, please, you help me answer this question. Please, was there ever any time you were on what's this guy's name? This guy, what's this guy's name? Oh, his name escaped me. This OSAP guy. The DJ Free, I mean Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze. Were you ever any time on Daddy Free space to speak on, as in during the election campaign period? Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy. Hello.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't get that question. Please go again.
I said, were you the guy that was on Daddy Freeze space during the campaign period, always speaking for Labour Party and Peter Obi? The guy representing Labour Party when Daddy Freeze was bringing different supporters of other political party on his space.
No, that was not me. That was not me.
Okay. And the boys sound alike. All right. Thanks for the clarification. Well, I just want to do my own small little contribution this, evening now. You see, I have come to this conclusion. The Supreme Court, I'm not here to just say anything that will put fear in your mind. And I won't do that. But I'll try and draw some points for you to know that it's been long. The Supreme Court has been corrupt. It's been long. From time immemorial, they have just been like this. The Supreme Court. You see, I put Supreme Court judgment side by side with Appeal Court judgment. So now some of Appeal Court judgment have not been really bad. Some have not been bad. Maybe some bad, but some have not been bad. But each time a case gets to Supreme Court, Supreme Court will just use one technicality to just rubbish the case off. Let me cast your mind back to Peter Odili. Peter Odili. It was this same Supreme Court that passed a judgment barring all government security agency whoever arresting or persecuting Peter Odili. This is Supreme Court. You don't ever sit down and analyze that kind of mad judgment. Meaning, if this man come outside tomorrow and say, I stole 100 billion while I was the governor, nobody can arrest him. Even though today they discover money hitting somewhere in his house, confirm that it was stolen, nobody can arrest him. What kind of judgment is that? It was this same Supreme Court, I think election petition tribunal, they tried, they upheld the election. Appeal Court also upheld the election, but when it got to Supreme Court just carried somebody from number fourth position. It just be number one. This is Supreme Court. Well, the only thing I just want to say is that we might not have issue with the Appeal Court because they were not able to defend their case. Their case was very poor. Very poor. They were not able to defend, no evidence. So I doubt. Then, see, APC is not bothered about this Appeal Court case. They are already focusing on that Supreme Court. That was why, despite the matter has not get to Supreme Court, rumors already has it that Supreme Court president was already planning on having secret meeting with Tinubu in London. A case that has not even gotten to Supreme Court yet. They are already laying the foundation because now the Supreme Court, that is where that's where they be using to do all sorts all this while. That's Supreme Court. Nothing more because they know when Supreme Court pass the judgment, you just take the case to God. So they will just leave you for the first one. You might not win election petition tribunal, you might win appeal, but Supreme Court they will just do the magic. The thing will just send shock into the people's mind. No, we just protest more. Everybody enter house, move on. That's what they have been doing. So obedient, watch out. I see us getting this victory in Appeal Court. I see us getting our victory. But I don't know what we will do because it is that Supreme Court that is where they do the magic. So I don't know, but I so much thank God for this platform because they don't know the power of social media. They don't know. When we were campaigning, they said we were 4 people tweeting in the room. They don't know the power of social media. So I'm very, very happy for this platform. Let's say everything goes just as the way God destined it. We get our victory at the appeal. You see, and that Supreme Court, you had to. There is celebration for celebration. We also do it that even themselves would fear to carry the case go Supreme Court because it is that Supreme Court that's where they do the magic. Thank you.
Sorry,
Mr. Tony, are you there? Okay, let me.
no, so please go on.
Sorry, let me come in here, Ricky. Odige, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I understand your sentiment about Supreme Court. I totally get you, but understand this. This is not business as usual. What you know, 1,000,001 people now know. All right? Obedience are aware of all the cases that you just mentioned that Supreme Court has overturned. Believe you me. I tell you, believe you me. Nigeria would never be the same again if they go against the people's mandate. Just worry about the first court. Let them do the right thing. Supreme Court will take care of itself when the time comes. Obedience will help them pass the judgment. Nigerians will help them and remind them and tell them what they want to hear or what they don't want to hear. So don't worry about Supreme Court. Worry about the appeal court first. PEPT is what we're talking about right now. When they rule in favor of the rightful owner of this mandate, I can tell you for free, Supreme Court will have no reason, I repeat, no reason not to give it to the rightful owner. All right? So, are there no human beings in the Supreme Court? You just don't worry. Stay focused and let's do this. When we finish this, we will address Supreme Court and those justices. If they own Nigeria or the people that voted for the rightful person own Nigeria, then we would now find out. Please, don't worry about it. It's a good thing you're bringing it out. You mentioned it. Everybody here and those that are listening are aware. Believe you me. All right? Just understand that Supreme Court will be dealt with by the supreme people that are paying tax to sustain them in that court when the time comes. So I just rest my case. I want you to be rest assured. All right? Thank you, bro. I appreciate your submission. Go ahead, guys. Thank you. Lamine, you see it, Mr. Tony. Are you out there?
Sorry. Yes, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, I'm not going to say anything again. Mark said it all. So, Emily has spoken before. If you want to say something, kindly just raise your hand so that I'll know you're ready to speak, please. So I'll just go with whose hand I'm saying up. Peter is better.
Okay, and thank you, my sister. I actually requested for the mic when somebody was complaining about Jajimi blockchain. I understand the kind of Jimmy actually giving instructions, but I want to also beg him. But when you see someone that is obedient, when he's doing wrong, please, it's better we just call the person to order, maybe through DM or one way or the other. Just try and call the person to order. It is very important because we can't keep blocking ourselves. People cannot be perfect. We need each other, one another, to make sure that we achieve this goal that we want to achieve. If you block all obedient, then who will not be helping us to spread the good news or spread the gospel? We don't need to stop. People need to be corrected because you know, the truth is that, like somebody posted something about this when you wrote jam. And the person has been a very big influencer in this obedience movement. And somebody now responded, so now that yesterday you write jam, you don't, scattered everywhere. Me, we wrote some first wrote jam when the jam had never started this issue of online exam, was online test. You get. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that most of us are not matured as such. And everyone who are mature, nobody is perfect, nobody is above mistakes. Please, let us not, if you block Agbado people, no wahala, no issue with that. But when it comes to the obedience, please, we need each other. The more the merrier, so that we can be stronger and push this narrative stronger and better. Please, that is the point I want to make. I yield.
Me, I no agree. I block obedience. Let me not lie to you, because sometimes someone will just send reply post some silly comment under your tweet. It's irritating sometimes. So yeah, I don't block loads of obedience, but sometimes I kid you not, some tweets or some comments are so annoying, and I don't want to just trade words with people. And instead of going back and forth with an obedient, I rather just block or mute you. Really. Peter,
let me
I
let me give you let me give you instance, Melamine. See,
beg.
you see this guy. There's one guy that has been what would I call him? I call him the Harry Maguire of the obedient movement. I called him up. I've connected him personally. He doesn't listen. I even on Twitter, I try to tag him. He doesn't listen. He has blocked me. I don't bother. What the fact is that I didn't block him first. I didn't block him at all. I just wanted to correct him. Oga, stop this thing you are doing. It's not good for us. It's not good for the movement. But I later realized that this guy is someone that he's a very little boy. He's a very little boy. Just that he also has the opportunity of having a clout in the obedient movement. He's a very little boy. His mentality is very naive. So we need to also see how to carry some people along. Those who want to be carried along, we carry them along. Those who refuse to be carried along, we leave them behind. That is what I'm saying. Thank you, Lamin. I yield.
All right, sir. Thank you. Let's have OK New Nigeria. 2 minutes.
Yes, just something I wanted to remind about somebody that asked a question on the way things will go with what is called the final addresses. The the engine of that question was, are the final addresses going to be a public document, a public information where before the ruling spaces like this can have access to it, know the content, analyze it, and so on. I don't think anybody brought out that aspect, or whether it will just be in-house, in-court activities where final addresses by the petitioners or response by the petitioners when the respondents have given theirs. Is it an internal court process where the public will no longer have any access to it? What they call adoption of the addresses, will it be where they will come to court live and the person read through of what the person has submitted his final address, whether the legal team of the petitioners or the legal team of the respondents? I didn't get that point clearly. I didn't get that point. That's just what I wanted to echo again, that it's important we know, because that is what this platform, where we can begin to have access to the likelihood of what will come out at the tribunal. Yes, we said let's leave the how to cross the bridge until you get to the opening of the bridge and know whether there are checkpoints, there are obstacles, and how you cross it. But it's also good to think ahead, because we have been taken unawares before. It is never stupid not to have all the thought processes ahead of time, even when you don't let people know what you are doing with the information you have. Thank you. I yield. Hello, everywhere is dead.
No, we're dead though. Sorry, sir. I'm just kind of busy where I am. Lucy
Uh-huh.
Maxwell, please respond to his question.
Say, can I repeat it?
Lucy Maxwell, are you there?
You see, Maswell, can please attend to it, or anybody. Is he
I
going to
I
be?
am in a noisy place. I'm in a noisy place. That's why I didn't want to unmute. But if you can be patient, when I leave the market where I am, I can respond to your question.
For
I don't want
market.
the place to be noisy. That's why.
What do they do for market? Look at you from the market. If you want to say something, please raise up your hand so that I will know you want to speak. Please. Yeah, Emily, they're really ever best. Hi, really ever best. Emily, 2 minutes.
Lami, this one way they bypass me. Okay. All right.
You spoke for like 10 minutes the last time you spoke. So I said,
No.
I timed you. I just left you because your Uncle Odo's special needs. That's why I left you. 10 minutes. I timed you.
No, it was 11. It was 11. No, she spoke for 11 minutes.
You see, narrating how somebody that is selling food did not do one thing, one thing. I wasn't interested in that story, but I mean, you wanted to just lighten your chest, so I let you
Uncle,
have.
this